Good day, grade 12s. My name is Carden Madzokere, and I'm the author and publisher of the Distinction Bound Student Textbooks. And welcome to Activity 1.8 Under Perfect Markets. Well, as usual, it says study the graph below and answer the questions that follow. Well, in this one, we have a couple of things here. This one can be a bit confusing to someone who doesn't know what they are doing. But those who know that we stick to the rules regardless of how complicated a graph may seem to be, because it's not really complicated. It just looks as if it is. It's just intimidating for no reason. Well, we have a couple of quantities. So here we just stick to the profit maximizing rule, which says a firm should produce at a point where MC intersects MR. So they intersect clearly at point B. So once we know that, we then know that the quantity is 60. The price is 50 Rand and the quantity is 60. Well, A is the shutdown point. That's another thing. They should have said A, B, C, D to add more confusion. So yes, like I said in the previous video, AC will always be above AVC. Okay. This firm is making a normal profit. Now, someone will look, I remember one of my learners once did this. He said this is economic profit because he says AR is greater than, I don't know what he thought AVC had anything to do with profit or loss. AVC has everything to do with shutting down or continuing. So by seeing AVC below, it kind of confused him. Well, you stick to the correct curves. It's AR and AC. Those two, they are equal. AC is 50 Rand. AR is 50 Rand. 50 minus 50 is 0. So this firm is making an economic, a normal profit. And if the price would drop to 30 Rand, then this firm would have to shut down because its AR would then be equal to its AVC. Okay, anticipate questions. Which market structure? That would be perfect. Give an appropriate heading. Well, heading would be normal profit. Maybe shut down as well. Maybe you can put that because we have AVC and clearly we see the shutdown point A. Another question, identify the market price. This one would be a very good question because there's 4 options to pick from. Another one would be identify the market price. That would be 50 Rand. And at which price should this firm consider shutting down? That would be 30 Rand and below. Identify the shutdown point A. Identify the profit maximizing point B, which curve is also referred to as the supply curve. That's MC. Why does the AVC lie below the AC? Because AC is actually a total of AVC and AFC. Average fixed cost plus average variable cost is equal to average cost. Right, let's see what we have. I think I asked everything in my head right now. Well, number 1, which curve is used to determine the supply of the firm? That would be marginal cost. I mentioned this one. It's as easy as that. That's why it deserves 1 mark. Identify the profit maximization quantity. Now, this we must be careful because sometimes they usually ask point. That would be B. But in this case, they're saying quantity. Please take note of this quantity right here. So the answer is 60 units. Then number 3, briefly describe the term marginal revenue. Well, I'll flip it to marginal cost after describing marginal revenue. Well, marginal revenue is the income you earn for selling 1 additional unit. And marginal cost is the cost incurred for producing 1 additional unit. Then when will a firm in a perfect market shut down its operations? Well, a firm will shut down when its price or AR is less or equal to its average variable cost. Now, if you want, you can talk about total revenue. So you would say if its total revenue is less or equal to its total variable cost. Another way of saying it, you would say a firm should consider shutting down when it cannot cover its variable costs. Then you can put it that way. Last but not least, use the graph above to determine the type of profit made by this firm, and they want you to show calculations. Well, this is the easiest thing you can ever do. This is the easiest 4 marks you can ever get. So you would say then AR minus AC, which is 50 Rand minus 50 Rand, is equal to 0. 0 times 60 quantity, which is equal to 0. So, well, it just takes you back to 0. Then after that calculation, you haven't really answered the question because the question wants you to determine the type of profit. So you then conclude and say, therefore, the firm is making a normal profit. So without you saying, because the question really wants you to say the type of profit, showing calculation is just something else which deserves 2 marks, but a whole 2 marks will also go to the conclusion that you are going to draw from your calculation. Okay, with that said, let's go to the answers. Well, number 1, which curve is used to determine supply of the firm? That will be MC. Identify the profit maximization point. That will be 60 Rand. And then briefly describe the term marginal revenue. That is, marginal revenue refers to the extra amount of income gained by selling one more unit of production. That's what I said. I said the money you get for selling an additional unit. Now, when will a firm in a perfect market shut down? Yes, I said it like that. Well, when at the point where MC intersects AVC, I didn't mention that, but yes, I always say it. And then AR is less or equal, must not just less. Because in this case, they will be equal. If it's 30 Rand, if the price goes to 30 Rand, that's the shutdown point. So it's more correct to say less or equal, not just say less. And then the last one, use the above graph to determine the type of profit made by this firm. Show all calculations. Show all correct calculations. Well, TR minus TC, yes, I said AR minus AC times Q. Yes, that's basically where you get to. Then, okay, according to how they are marking the normal profit part, I thought they would give it 2 marks, but they're giving it 1. And then they're spreading the other marks, 3 of them, on your calculation. So if you don't get to the conclusion, you will earn 3 marks. But why lose the mark when you get 0? Because when you get 0 already, you know the type of profit. Well, this has brought us to the end of our lesson, and thank you so much. God bless.